Hi there. Good day and welcome back. And we are on our third week, right, of our discussion in e-commerce. And well, I'm glad that you could join me again for our discussion for our new topic this week. And just a refresher on what we have been discussing for the last 2 weeks. Let me see. We have talked about the basic definition of what is e-commerce, right? And then we talked about the different business models that are related to e-commerce. And we also talked about some economic challenges, that are associated with e-commerce. And our takeaway for that is that e-commerce is more than just ordering online. Okay, it's more than that. There are a lot of things that are associated with e-commerce. Then on week number 2, we talked about the e-commerce framework, the structure of e-commerce. How can we run our business? How can we execute the business in the e-commerce environment? And a lot of you have heard of the technical terms that I discussed on our last video lesson. And we talked about the who are the actors and the stakeholders of our e-commerce. And then we also talked about the different fundamental sales process involved in the e-commerce business, and what are the different elements that are associated with our e-commerce. Now, for this week, our topic, we will narrow it down to our new topic on one of the models of e-commerce, and that is B2C. All right, so what are you going to expect in our discussion in a little while? So we'll be talking about the process itself and what are the different variants of the B2C model. And then we're going to talk about some challenges that some of you might go into the B2C as entrepreneurs. You might want to go into the B2C or adopt the B2C model. And we're going to talk about some of the challenges that you may encounter should you go into the B2C business model. And that would be the pricing challenge. We will also talk about fulfillment challenge. And then the payment, we'll be discussing that on the later chapters of our discussion. Then we'll be talking about the software that are associated with the B2C. Okay? So that is exactly what we're going to discuss for this week. And it's gonna be a little bit longer. The video presentation that I'm gonna be discussing or I'm gonna be showing you is a little bit longer than the usual, but I will try to make it as palatable for you as possible. Okay, so enjoy, sit tight, relax, and I hope that you, again, as I always say, I hope at the end of this video you will learn something that you can emulate in your life as an entrepreneur in this discussion that we're going to talk about. Okay, so ready? Okay, here we go. Okay, so welcome to our new discussion. This week we are going to talk about the B2C business model. Well, everybody knows that B2C stands for business to consumer. And as we delve deeper into the B2C business model, it's basically, in a general term, it's one that sells products or services directly to the consumer. So anyway, when the internet came into our homes in the mid-90s, the world of small business changed forever, right? For the first time, the ability of the small businesses to market directly to consumers became possible. Although there are services that are set up to provide, what we call direct-to-consumer services, such as eBay or selling goods or the Amazon. Well, for selling everything else, the small business owners were given the opportunity to create their own storefronts via the e-commerce right now. So with the ability to sell directly to consumers, the B2C model in its essence got rid of what we call the middleman. So as we go deeper, let's begin with our topic this morning, the B2C business model. And let's first define what is the B2C business model. Okay, business to consumer is among the most popular and widely known of the sales model. The idea of B2C was first utilized by Michael Aldrich in 1979, who used the television as a primary medium to reach out to consumers. Well, Michael Aldrich is a visionary in terms of promoting B2C. So during the time, the media that was available were our TVs or television. So he made use of that one. Now, the B2C traditionally referred to mall shopping, eating out at restaurants, pay-per-view movies or watching movies, right? And then on the TVs, we have infomercials. Right? So these were the tradition B2C, right? All those, if you look closely, until now we do these things, right? However, the rise of the internet created a whole new B2C business channel in the form of e-commerce, right? So e-commerce, as we all know, is the selling of goods and services over the internet. Okay, so to give you a little bit more information about the business to consumer, let's take a look at this.
Business to consumer (B2C) is a business model whereby a company sells its products directly to consumers. This is in contrast to the business to business model (B2B), where a business manufactures and sells products to other businesses. B2C became a popular term in the dot-com boom of the late 1990s. It denoted a shift in the business model of companies that manufactured consumer goods but traditionally had sold them to retailers and not directly to consumers. The shift arose because the internet made it easier for those businesses to reach consumers directly. B2C became controversial in some sectors of the economy, especially in the retail industry. For instance, electronics and computer manufacturers traditionally sold their products to retailers with physical locations. The retailers made their profit on the added markup over the price they paid the manufacturer. However, with the internet, many manufacturers changed to a B2C model and began selling directly to consumers who were willing to wait to receive their purchase via delivery to their home in order to pay a lower price. As a result, many retailers could not compete and went out of business.
So there you have it, our short video presentation of the B2C. So let's talk about the key takeaways from that video. Alright, so number one, business to consumer refers to the process of businesses selling products and services directly to the consumer with no middleman. Right, so that was discussed in that video. The second takeaway is that B2C is typically used to refer to online retailers who sell products and services to consumers through the internet. Then we have the third takeaway, which states that online B2C became a threat to traditional retailers. These are the traditional retailers are the one who profited from adding a markup to the price. So from the supplier, they would get the products and these retailers earn their income from adding a markup price to the items. Okay, so B2C became a threat now to them. So B2C, uh, for most of you, you might have this idea that B2C is just online retailing, right? But it's more than that. It's more than online retailing. You know, B2C includes what? We have banking, we have travel services, we have online auctions, then we have health, we have real estates, and there's so much more, right? So B2C, it goes beyond online retailing. Okay, so let's discuss now what are the characteristics of the B2C business model. Okay, so the first one is that B2C focuses on what we call direct selling and marketing. So direct selling between a business and a consumer via what we call the e-commerce website. So that's the first one. Then the second one is that the B2C model is where the consumer goes to the website, selects a catalog, orders the catalog, and email is sent to the business organization. So after receiving the order, the goods are dispatched to the consumer, right? So I guess a lot of us here have this experience. Although now it's a little bit straightforward, right? So it's more of we don't email the business organization anymore. We can actually get the items directly from them. Okay. Then we also have another characteristics wherein a lower purchase volume of higher priced products typically characterizes the B2C company. What do we mean by that? Well, when we talk about lower purchase volume, it is where that this model, the B2C model, depends on individual transactions. Okay, there are no wholesale purchase made in the B2C. Okay, it's very seldom that a consumer would buy bulks of products or large volumes of products. For example, if I'm looking for a Wi-Fi extension, all right, or a Wi-Fi repeater, I can only buy one, right? At most, I could buy what, two, right? But for me to buy 100 repeaters for personal use, well, that's not how it works, right? So usually those who buys in bulk volume are already the business. That's a different story when we talk about B2B. Okay, we will talk about that later. But going back, no, the company can make a higher profit while the consumer spends the same amount of money or sometimes less. No? So why is that? What do you think is the reason why there's that lower volume of purchase? The other characteristics of B2C is that B2C is effective for smaller companies since individual consumers are not concerned with company recognition, right? So it's sometimes we deal with B2C in a one-time hit transaction, right? So most consumers, well, oftentimes we come back, but the consumers are more concerned with getting the product for the best price. So they don't really go into transactions very often. That's one. Number two, they don't come back to the same company more often. Although there are some, especially in a Filipino culture, suki system, some tend to come back to the same product, supplier. But most often, consumers will really try to find products that will, fit their budget. Okay, so those are the characteristics of the B2C business model. Now we're going to talk about the B2C categories. Okay, so here we go. Uh, there are 5 major categories in the B2C environment. Now each type is so different from the others that they are actually not comparable. Okay, so we're going to discuss them. In fact, that some B2C business utilize more than one type of these categories to reach different audiences. Okay, so now here are the types of the business to consumer models that most companies use online to target their consumers. Okay, here we go. Number 1, direct sellers. What are direct sellers? Direct sellers, such as online retailers, sell products or service directly to the customer via website. So most of us experience this. Okay. Then we can further divide direct sellers into 2 categories. What are these? These are your e-tailers. Okay, these are the e-tailers. We're gonna talk about them in a little while. And we have the manufacturers. Now, what are e-tailers? E-tailers are electronic retailers that either ship products from their own warehouses or trigger deliveries from other company stocks. Okay, so let me show you some examples first. We have eBay, we have Shopee, we have Lazada, right? The local ones. So now you have an idea what are e-tailers. Okay. Some of these e-tailers don't really have their own stocks. Okay, that's why in our description they trigger deliveries from other companies. Okay, so to give you an idea what e-tailers are, let's look at this video presentation.
So you've heard about dropshipping, and so far, it sounds like a great way to start an online business. But how does it actually work, and how do I dropship? Hey there, my name is Ella from Zeek Analytics, and today I'm going to cover some of the basics of dropshipping on eBay and how you can get started today. You might be surprised to learn that a lot of the sellers on eBay don't actually stock or ship the products that they sell. Instead, they follow a simple 3-step process. 1. They find a product they want to sell from a supplier, such as AliExpress. 2. They upload the product on eBay using some pretty pictures and an attractive description. And 3. When someone scrolls through eBay and decides to buy the product, they simply order the product from their supplier, who then ships it directly to the customer for them. To make money, the seller keeps the difference between what the buyer paid for and what the supplier's price is, minus any fees. So let's take a look at an example. Imagine you've just sold an ironing board on eBay for $50. What's your profit? Deduct the cost of the ironing board from your supplier. Then you minus the cost of any eBay and PayPal fees. And then you're left with your profit. This is how dropshipping works. Now, why should you consider dropshipping? Well, dropshipping has many advantages over traditional forms of e-commerce. So let's take a look at some of those advantages. Number 1, it requires zero investment. You don't buy anything up front. You only pay for the items after you've sold them. Number 2, you don't hold any inventory. You don't need a huge warehouse because you don't store or handle the stock at all. Number 3, it's low risk. You're not going to be stuck with stock that hasn't sold. You can keep up with buyer's demand and change what you are selling at any time. Number 4, it saves time. You don't have to worry about postage or packaging. It's all handled by the supplier. And with eBay, you don't even have to worry about marketing your product. You can focus on finding more great products to sell and growing your business. One last thing before you go. If you're interested in starting your dropshipping business, check out our free guide. Just click the link in the description below. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe for more videos like it.
So there you have it, drop shipping. Now you have an idea, right? You don't have to have the products or items with you. All you have to do is find the manufacturer and sell it yourself with no inventory, right? So that's drop shipping. Now let's talk about manufacturers. Product manufacturers now use the internet as a catalog and sales channel, and now they are eliminating intermediaries. Okay, some of these direct sellers are Avon, Herbalife, and Tupperware. Right? Some of us, or a lot of us here, knows these product items. Now, what do you think are the reasons why manufacturer eliminates intermediaries, or shall we say, why customers prefer directly buying from manufacturers? Well, I can give you 5 reasons. Number 1, buying direct relieves the anxiety about being swindled by a knockoff distributor. Right? We know there are a lot of fakes out there. Brands, number 2, brands carry every product. So, like if I contact Herbalife, I know that all the items that they have in their catalog are with them, right? Unlike retailers, which only sell the most sellable items of a manufacturer, right? Usually retailers don't carry every product of the brand. Number 3 reason why people prefer manufacturers directly, because brands carry every color, every size, every style. Again, retailers will only display, will only sell, will only release items that are profitable for them, more saleable. Right? Unlike manufacturers, where every color and sizes and styles of their product are with them. Okay. The 4th one is direct-to-consumer shoppers get direct access to the most accurate and the most information and support for a product. Okay, so since they're contacting the manufacturers, then they have all the direct access to information and support. Then, well, the 5th reason is that replacement parts are easier to find, right? Compared with retailers. If you complain something to the retailer will contact the manufacturer will contact back the retailer, and the retailer will contact you back. So that's messy, that's hard work. But if you can get your products or items directly from the manufacturers, then it is easier for you to find the replacement that you need. Okay, so that's the reason. Then we have what we call intermediaries, online intermediaries. Who are this? These B2C models are what we call liaisons or go-betweens. Now, these are not retailers. Okay, these are not middlemen per se, but these are the ones who capitalizes on selling products or services that they put together. So for usually these are done for consumers who are not comfortable surfing the internet looking for suppliers. So there are really people who do this kind of business for, I can only find one word, convenience. Okay, let me give you some examples of this. We have Expedia. What is Expedia? Have you heard of this? Expedia is an online travel shopping company, right? So if you want to go traveling here in the Philippines or abroad someday when COVID is gone, Expedia is a good place to find your next destination. Okay, so it's again, these are go-betweens. They don't have the actual products. Okay, so what Expedia do is simply collate all the travel agencies and will give you some recommendations on which one are cheaper, affordable, and with quality service for you. Okay, that's Expedia. Then we have Trivago. Okay, Trivago is a hotel search, okay, with price comparison. Shall I say extensive price comparison? Okay, the prices are shown from numerous. These prices are from different hotels and booking websites. So Trivago is for hotel, Expedia is for airlines. Then the third one is Etsy, right? Etsy is an e-commerce website focused on handmade or vintage items. They are also liaisons for craft supplies. Okay, so it's like online intermediaries are nice because they are the one-stop shop place for customers who are not, happy looking around digging the internet, especially if I don't have the time to do that. Okay. In fact, in IS, we are actually asking our students to conduct this kind of projects. Sometimes locally, we call these portals. Okay, so portals are hosts of services or products, but the company like Expedia, Trivago, Etsy don't own these products. Okay, so those are your online intermediaries. To give you an idea, let me show you one video about the Trivago. Okay, let's look at this.
Have you ever looked for a hotel online? Did you notice that there are so many different prices out there for the exact same room? Well, Trivago does the work for you and instantly compares the prices of over 600,000 hotels from over 200 different websites. So instead of searching for hours or spending too much, Trivago makes it easy for you to find the ideal hotel for the best price. Just go to Trivago, type in where you want to go, and with 2 clicks, select your check-in and check-out dates and search. It's that simple. Trivago searches hundreds of websites at the same time and shows you the most popular hotels. You can adjust the price so that it fits in with your budget, or select the number of stars, or filter by average guest ratings from over 100 million reviews. Remember, Trivago shows you all the different prices for the exact same room. And that's how you can be sure that you find your ideal hotel for the best price. Hotel Trivago.
Right. See, that's what I mean when I talk about intermediaries. Trivago don't own hotels. They don't own resorts, right? They just, collate everything for you. Okay? That's the nice thing about e-commerce. Then we have the advertising-based B2C. What are these? Well, these are popular websites that rely on advertising. Okay? These websites offer a free service to consumers, but they use advertising revenue to cover the costs. Now, this advertising-based B2C model draw a large number of visitors, usually making them ideal advertising stream magnets for other companies. Right? These are companies that being monitored by other companies where heavy traffic of people are visiting their websites. Okay, so once websites are being visited by a lot of people, then definitely advertisers will run after you. Okay, advertisers will pay a premium to the sites that deliver high traffic numbers. This is what I was referring to earlier, right? Websites like HuffPost, right, or Huffington Post. The old name was Huffington Post. Then we have TechCrunch, and we have TechMeme. Okay, HuffPost. HuffPost is an American news aggregator and blog. So again, when you talk about the term aggregator, this website is responsible for collating different news outlets and putting that in their own site. Right? It's like Trivago, but this one is more of a website on news. This is a site that collects data from other sources across the internet and puts that information in one place where users can access it. Okay. Then we have TechCrunch. TechCrunch is an online publisher focusing on tech industry. The company specifically reports on business related to technology, emerging trends, and then they also do some profiling of new businesses related to technology and products. Then we have TechMeme. TechMeme is very popular for a lot of people. It is also an aggregator. This website helps to collect the latest and even the funniest stories which are happening all around the world. So it's like a website of collections of news, collections of books, collections all in one place. And advertisers monitor these websites and see if they have or if they are generating heavy traffic. And then once they identify that, advertisers will pay for your website, right? So that's a good business as well. Then we have community-based B2C. What are community-based B2C? These websites contain ads based on users' demographic and geographical location. Usually, they combine the advertising method that relies on the traffic at sites that focus on specialized groups, creating communities. Okay, actually, you might get confused. What are these communities? Well, simply put, these are your social media, right? Community sales and advertising take advantage of social and network marketing by focusing on specific groups that want specific products, right? So as you can see on your screen, we have 3 examples there. We have Facebook, right? How does Facebook target consumers? Well, Facebook uses member information to target advertisements to interests and locations. Member information. So remember, you're putting your information on Facebook. We have profiles. For YouTube, they use video viewing information, like how many views this video have. So, we can talk about YouTube monetizing some other time. Maybe I'll prepare a short presentation on how you can monetize your YouTube videos, okay, to earn extra income. Then we have Pinterest. It makes use of merchandise information from pinned boards. So in Pinterest, you look for a product, you pin it in your board, and people would take notice of that, and they also find a way to sell their products. Okay, to give you an idea on community-based B2C, let's take a look at this example.
Hi, my name is Samira and I'm a product specialist at YouTube. For many creators, turning their passion into revenue is an important aspect of the YouTube platform. I'm here to explain how ads work and debunk some of the myths that are floating out there. There are 3 key players when it comes to YouTube monetization: the viewers, the creators, and the advertisers. From a viewer perspective, we want YouTube to be the best place to find and enjoy entertaining content. From a creator perspective, we want YouTube to be the optimal platform where you can produce content your audience loves, and for those who choose to and qualify, a way to earn money too. And from an advertiser perspective, we want to provide a safe environment for them to reach their target audiences with precision. These three players work together. Creators build the audience, advertisers buy ads to reach that audience, and viewers watch your videos with relevant ads. And then you get paid. Let's dive into this a little deeper. After joining the YouTube Partner Program, you can turn ads on in YouTube Studio and earn money. We suggest you select all ad formats as your upload default so that you can maximize on the type of ad served. However, you'll want to be sure you only select videos to serve ads that comply with our advertiser-friendly guidelines. Advertiser-friendly content is appropriate for most audiences and does not feature sensitive topics like drugs, sexually suggestive content, or hateful content. There are many more examples of content that is not advertiser friendly, so check out our content guidelines linked in the description for more information. Content that's meant for more mature audiences can still make money on YouTube, but you'll likely see less revenue from ads. And as a reminder, all videos uploaded to YouTube must comply with our terms of service and community guidelines. Once you've turned ads on, they will be served on all of your eligible videos and you'll earn revenue from this. The ads displayed on your video are automatically selected based on many factors, including things like your audience, video metadata, and whether the content is advertiser friendly. Next, I'm going to show you the different types of ads that may appear next to your videos. One type is display ads. These appear to the right of the feature video and above the video suggestions list. Another type are overlay ads, which are the semi-transparent ads that appear on the lower 20% portion of your video. Then we have bumper ads. These are non-skippable ads that must be watched before your video can be viewed and last 6 seconds or less. Other types of ads include skippable and non-skippable video ads, and sponsored cards which display content that may be relevant to your video. And there are also mid-roll ads which can be served during longer form content. Ad revenue is a great source of income for many creators. Think about how you can make videos that resonate with your audience and are suitable for advertisers. If you've enabled a video for monetization but don't see ads on it, try using our video monetization troubleshooter. And check out the Creator Academy to learn more. Bye for now.
So that's how Google Ads work, right? So I just learned about it today also. Actually, I learned that a long time ago. So anyway, our last but not the least model is the fee-based B2C. Okay, so what is a fee-based B2C? Fee-based B2C, or what we call pay-as-you-buy or paid subscription, right? So I guess you'll have an idea now. Services fall under the fee-based models. The most common of these are online subscriptions to journals, to music, or to movies, right? So the fee-based B2C may offer free but limited contents, while they are actually charging for most of it, most of the time. Okay? They'll just offer you a minimum free time, then you'll have to pay. These companies rely on the quality of their content to convince consumers to pay a usually nominal fee. Examples are, right, Netflix. Okay, so it's a pay subscription video site. We have Spotify, right, a subscription site for music. And we have the New York Times, a subscription type for online newspapers. Alright, so there you have it. Our different models for B2C. The next topic that we are going to discuss, okay, is the B2C process model. Well, there you go. I'd say let's take a breather. When we talk about breather, I mean we take a pause, take a break, For the past several minutes, I've been discussing a lot of terms for you guys, and I hope that your mind will not get stuffed up and prevent you from learning. Okay, so let's take a pause, and then we'll come back in a little while. So stand up, stretch, walk around, get something to eat, go to the restroom, and then come back and view our next part of our discussion. Okay? All right, that's nice.